Okay.
Start recording.
All right, so we're still in the realm of triangles, and we're going to talk about some segments that we can draw inside triangles. There are how many special segments? How many?
4.
4. So we're going to learn about 2 of them today, and then we'll learn about 2 of them tomorrow. So the first 2 we're going to talk about are medians and altitudes. Have you heard those words before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you heard altitude before?
The sky.
The sky? Plane. We are now arriving at an altitude of 2,400 feet, right? Like they tell you, the pilot gets on and tells you. You don't get on planes, Tanika? No. By yourself? Wow. Great. Wow. Oh, don't say that. All right, so here's one of our first special segments. We're gonna be on the side that says notes at the top. Can you be on the side with me that says notes underlined at the top? Okay. Here's one of our segments. There's 4 options. Out of those 4 options, which one do you think RC is? Just look at the picture. Do you think it's a median, an altitude, a perpendicular bisector, an angle bisector? Kendall, you gonna be with us today? So you're saying that cut my angle in half. So you see some arcs. Are there some arcs here saying that those are congruent? No. To me, an angle bisector has to have arcs.
Oh, okay, it's a median.
Oh, median. So when you hear median, I want you to think middle. Median, middle. Say it. Median, middle. Median goes to the middle of the opposite side. Let me get my calling cards. Travis, how do I know C is the middle? How do I know? Because there's tick marks. Look at those. Tick mark, tick mark. So I know C is the midpoint, median, midpoint, median, midpoint. Okay. So, fill in the blank. A median, the definition of a median. So write median, that's the first word. Median, median, median. A median is a segment whose endpoints are a vertex and the midpoint of the opposite side. Fill in the blanks. Endpoints. You're writing the word endpoints, vertex, and midpoint. So it goes from an angle to the middle. From an angle to the middle. From an angle to the middle. We are going to practice drawing a median 3 times in 3 different kinds of triangles. We're going to practice drawing a median. Alright, it says draw a median from angle A to BC. And we get to just kind of estimate. We're just going to eyeball it, okay? So from angle A to BC. Where does it need to hit BC? Where?
In the middle.
In the middle. So everyone eyeball the midpoint. Oh, that looks like the midpoint. Everyone put tick marks around it. And then everyone connect A to that midpoint that you drew. You have just drawn your first median. Good job. Draw your second median. Draw your second median. Dimitri, come on. Here's your marker. It fell on the floor. Here's your purple marker. I like your shoes. Come on.
I like your shoes.
And then, so you're drawing it 2 more times. Would anyone like to come up and draw one? Draw one, draw one. Go.
No.
Yay, perfect. That's better than how you started. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
That's a long tick mark.
So, looks pretty good to me. Okay. So a median is a segment that goes through an angle and a midpoint. An angle and a midpoint, an angle and a midpoint. Okay. Look at this picture on your notes or on the board. It's the same picture.
Median. AD.
One of those segments is a median. Only one of them.
No, DC. Yes.
How do you name a segment?
You find a tick mark.
How do you name one? Yeah, CD. But if I just write this, have I named a segment yet? Yeah, you need to put a line on top. Did you do that on your quiz? On the last problem where it said,
Yeah, I did.
did you
Yeah.
put a line on top? Kenneth, how did you know CD was a median? How'd you know? Yeah, you just look for the tick marks. And that's how you know it's a median. Lewis M., do you know what AE is called? Angle bisector, ding, ding, ding. Nasia, do you by any chance know what VF is called? It's our next segment we're going to learn about. It's okay if you don't know. It's an altitude. Yeah, it is. But we're about to learn it. We haven't learned yet. Here's the why do we care slide. The food is a distraction. Okay? Here's the why do we care slide. Like, when would people ever use this? Okay, let's say that you are a park planner, and your job you would have been out of a job during the government shutdown if you owned a government park. But anyways, there's a playground, tennis courts, and a volleyball court, and then there's the water fountain. And guess what? The volleyball players, they feel left out. They're like, hey, to get to the water fountain, if it's a rainy day and the grass is all wet, I have to walk this way and then this way along the path just to get to the water fountain. Or I have to walk this way and then this way. That's not fair. The tennis court can walk straight there. The playground can walk straight there. So if the water fountain was perfectly in between these two, I said it was rainy, and so the grass is all muddy, so we don't want to. So you would construct a median. This would be called a median if you constructed that path from the volleyball court to the water fountain, because it would be going from an angle to the midpoint of the opposite side. So you make a path, and then everyone's happy. Everyone has their short little path to the water fountain. So that would be a median. Okay. Moving on. Example number 1. AM. Go to the bottom. See the bottom? AM is a median. Find X. Yeah. Median, midpoint. M is the midpoint. Therefore, this equation or this expression equals that expression. So you're just setting them equal. You're not adding them to equal 180 or 90 or anything crazy like that. You're just setting them equal. Danica, you want to tell me the answer? It should not be that big.
It is 5.
Okay. I'm going to do it by hand because I encourage everyone to do it by hand if they're able to. 6x equals 3x plus 15. Minus 3 minus 3. Oops. 3x equals 15. 15 divided by 3. 5. Plug it in. When you plug it in, Nasia, what do you get for FM? 6 times 5 minus 5. If FM is 25, then Shelby, what is MR? 25, because they're congruent. Because M is a midpoint. So if that's 25 and that's 25, Lewis A, what is FR? 25 plus 25. 25 times 2. 50. Very good. Thank you. So this was 5, 25, and 50. Questions? Move on, Miss Tanton. Okay, I will. Next one. If EG is 22, is FH a median? Dun, dun, dun. So this is a yes or no question.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is something we learned first 6 weeks. Part plus part equals whole, right? Because we know the part, we know the part, well, we don't know them, we know the expression, and we know the whole. So we're going to find X, and then how are we going to check to see if H is a midpoint? Well, first we're going to find X. So we have X. What are we going to do with that X to see if H is in the middle or not? We're going to solve for X. What are we going to do? Let's say X equals 7. What are we going to do with it? Plug it in, and we're going to compare this
With that.
to this. If H is a midpoint, what should be true about those
They
segments?
should be the same number.
It should be the same. Let's solve. I can't wait to find out. I'm so curious.
It's not.
3x plus 2x plus 7 equals 22. Y1, Y2. Or solve by hand. 5x plus 7 equals 22. Ashley, are you doing it again? 5x equals 22 minus 7. Kenneth, did I lose you? 22 minus 7. Are y'all all done? Is that why you're all sitting there? Just no one's moving their pencil. You've already solved this problem. X is 50. No.
No, X is 3.
X is 3. Raise your hand if you got yes, and keep your hand down if you got no. What's the answer? Raise your hand if you got yes, and keep your hand down if you got no. What is your answer to this question? Your answer is no. What's your answer? No? What's your answer? What's your answer? What's your answer? You pause for dramatic effect. I've already called on Shelby. Torin, what'd you get for EH? 9. Jeanette, what'd you get for HG? 2 times 3 plus 7. Okay. So, is a FH a median of our triangle? It is not a median. No. 9 does not equal 13. All right, moving on. So, we talked about this. If you're in an airplane and you are flying up into the sky, so here's the ground, and you're flying up into the sky, here's the airplane. Woo! If you want to come draw a better one? Okay. All right, so you're in the sky. When the pilot says we're at an altitude of 2,200 feet or whatever, I don't even know, are they giving you that distance, or are they giving you distance number 1 or distance number 2? When they say we're at an altitude of 2,200 feet. 1 or 2? 2. They are not saying how far you've traveled. They're saying how high you are off the ground. They are giving you the perpendicular distance to the ground. Don't you agree? Straight down to the ground. How high are you? Well, it's a line drawn from where you are straight down to the ground. Okay? So they're not giving you the diagonal distance. They're giving you the straight distance. That is called an altitude, the straight distance from an angle to the opposite side. So when you look for a median, you're going to look for tick marks. When you're looking for an altitude, you're going to look for
The square.
the box, the 90 degree, the box. If there's no box there, it's not an altitude. So this one, the answer was altitude. Write down the definition, altitude in that box on your notes. Altitude. It is the perpendicular segment. Yep, perpendicular and vertex are the words you have to write after you write altitude. Perpendicular segment from an angle to the line containing the opposite side. No, we got this. Keep going. We got this. Did you write perpendicular and vertex? What?
Yeah.
Vertex and angle are, I'm using those interchangeably. Is that okay with you? I can use vertex if you want me to, but I think y'all relate better to me saying angle. It does come from an angle. One of our segments tomorrow are not going to come from an angle, so that's why I'm specifying that. All right, let's practice drawing an altitude. Practice. Draw an altitude from angle A. I'm going to do this first one with you because it's weird. Hey, Kenneth, we're about to draw a weird one. Can you wake up? It's weird. It's weird. Okay. So, I need to start at A, and I need to be perpendicular to the opposite side. Wait a minute. Is that perpendicular? Is that perpendicular? Is that? None of those are perpendicular. So notice it did not say perpendicular to the opposite side. It said perpendicular to the line containing containing. Right here.
Oh,
Perpendicular to the line containing the opposite side. So you know what that means? You need to extend the side and then you can draw an altitude. Everyone do what I just did. That is the altitude. So in an obtuse triangle, where does an altitude fall? Outside the triangle. Outside the boundaries of the triangle. Alright, everyone draw an altitude in this one. It's easy. Take A, go straight down, and you put a box. If you don't put a box, that is not an altitude. You've got to indicate that it's 90 degrees. Uh-oh, what happens on this one over here?
It goes outside.
Is it outside? Is it inside? It's on. Good, Alea. It's on. For this one, you start at A, and you need to hit the opposite side at 90 degrees. Well, you're just staying on the triangle. So when it's obtuse, it's outside. When it's acute, it's in. And when it's right, the altitude falls on. Write it down. Out, in, on. Out, in, on. See, oh, it says, when would an altitude lie outside the triangle? And you can write obtuse. When would it lie on the side? Do I have that in my slides? Yeah, here we go. This is on your notes. When would it lie outside a triangle?
Obtuse.
Obtuse. When would it also be the side of the triangle?
Right.
Right. Write it down. All right, look at your triangle with all the crazy segments drawn. Philip, you're going to tell me which one is an altitude. Name it with 2 letters. Which one of those segments is the altitude? Oh, okay. So when we're looking for a median, we look for tick marks. When we look for an altitude, what do we look for? Huh? Box. The box. The 90-degree box. So which segment do you see associated with a 90-degree box? Q in the what? You can't read it? Oh, then you need to sit closer. Here's your receipt. Come on. You just told me you couldn't read it, so this is what you get for saying you can't read it. All right. Now name me that segment. QR. RQ is the answer. RQ is the altitude. Does anyone see another altitude?
Yeah.
Name it. SV. Tomorrow we're going to learn that SV is more than just an altitude, but for today that's fine. It's an altitude. It's a median and an altitude at the same time, so it gets promoted and it gets a new word. But we're going to learn it tomorrow. Okay? So there's 2 answers. Should y'all already write this down? Is that why you're just sitting there? None of these are an angle bisector. Yeah. All right, we already did that. Cool. I already talked about that. Number 3. This is our last exam. Yeah, it's our last one of the day. Woo-hoo. BD is an altitude. So, Catherine, what should I add to my picture if BD is an altitude? Not tick marks, but a box. Yeah, a right angle. Indicate that it's 90 degrees. Right there. Everyone do it. I put a big box because I know if I have one right angle, I always have one right next to it. Dimitri, you already added the box to your picture? Where BD hits AC, you put a 90-degree angle. Okay. The measure of ABD is 49. Let's mark our picture. It always helps to label our diagram. It helps us see it better. Label your diagram. Find DBC and BAD. Do not say them out loud. I'm going to walk around and see if you found them. Oh, I guess we're only finding bad, huh? Because that's the only one. No, they're both on there. DBC and bad. Okay. Find them. I'm looking for in your blanks. I'm looking to see answers. Find the missing angles. Degrees of a triangle, 180. Thank you for filling in the answers. All done? Thank you. Try DBC again. It's way too small for that. Let's try again. DBC. You're looking for this angle and bad. The green angles are the ones you're looking for. Can you solve for those green angles, please? The angles of a triangle add up to 180. Done. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Seeing all different answers. Good. Try your. Oh no. Oh, I couldn't read your handwriting. Good. Try that one again. Alea, what'd you get for the first one? DBC. What'd you get? 32. How do you do it? 180 minus 90 minus 58. Because you're looking at this triangle right here. You don't have to look at the whole triangle. You can look at pieces of the triangle. All right. Ashley, what'd you get for bad? Angle bad. 41. 41 degrees. 180 minus 90 minus 49. Okay. Practice makes perfect.
No, that's not funny. I'm shaking my head in this shirt.
You have to excuse him.
Excuse Daddy.
What is this?
Practice makes perfect.
No, it doesn't.
That makes perfect.
Yeah.
No, that was perfect.